Welcome back to the Mk1 Caddy project. Last time you've seen us get all the front done, now we've moved on to the back half. And this time it's getting a lot more structural. I've got my work cut out, let's do it. So we're going to be continuing along this sill. And in behind, yeah, the inner side, we've got this to go in, which sits behind this rear turret for the leaf spring. I think first up we're going to have to drop the rear beam and then we'll start cleaning up, doing all the messy stuff and see what access we can get. Welcome to underneath the caddy. So I'll show you the bit that we're trying to get replaced. So that panel I showed you, that's this one here. So you can see the rot that we've got there. That's quite bad. But this is the turret that holds that leaf spring on. So I'm not sure how this is going to work, if that stays in place and I can still get this in, but if you look through the hole there, obviously that inner piece in there is quite rotten as well. So yeah, we've got a lot of work. I'm probably going to cut some of the bed out to let a bit of light through as well. I probably should have done that before I jacked it up. I'm going to try and get these brake lines out, give them a little clamp up on the flexies. These will get replaced because they're a bit old. You can almost guarantee that I'm going to end up cutting these out anyway. Only undone. Get in there, it turns. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, will I get as lucky on that? Did that turn? No, that one is just spinning. Okay, I've accepted defeat, so I'm going to snip this, catch a little bit of the fluid in there, and then try and kink the end over. That's the brake lines released from the beam, so we'll do the handbrake next. Handbrake, where are you? So I'm just sticking this back together, because this will make it a little bit easier when I drop the beam. I'll drop it down onto its wheels, I think. Right, what you haven't seen is for the last hour I have been fighting this. So the bolts for the leaf springs are so seized, so I've had the blowtorch on them, everything. I've now got the back ones out, that's resting on the jack. So I'm going to lower that down and then I'll attack the front ones again. Just like that. So the beam is out with leaf springs and drums and whatnot attached. These bolts, yeah, look at that. That had pretty much become one with the bush. So obviously we're going to have to replace them and those bushes as well, I reckon. I think I'm going to remove the bed in its entirety, because a lot of that, it all kind of, that panel I want to put in, it all kind of ties into that chassis rail and there's not much of it to actually link it in. So I'm going to get all this out and we'll carry on from there. Let's do it. The first thing I done here was cut away at the sides anywhere it was joined and along the back panel. This was so I could free the panel up itself to start drilling out the spot welds. But upon further investigation, this was so rotten I was able just to get a lever bar under there and just snap every spot weld and peel the panel back. So this made life a lot easier, although this was a seriously dirty, horrible job. Years and years worth of paint and rust all sitting on that bed panel. After this, a little bit more cutting here and there, just to release it where needed. And then I can remove the last few bits. And what it revealed, well, as you can guess, a load more rust. Every cloud has a silver lining though. Those cross members, although there'd need to be a lot of cleaning up to get them ready to weld the new bed in, most of them are coming out anyway, because they're rotten too. Right, okay, this is where I'm up to. This caddy is in a bad way. I've got to make some bits, I'm going to have to order some bits, I didn't expect it to be as bad as this. Let me show you. So starting at the front, the bulkhead is all rotten down that bottom edge, obviously, and in the top in that corner. They're cheap enough. I think I'm just going to replace it because we don't know how much rust is hiding under the paint. So moving on, the kind of lower bulkhead's got a bit of a hole. That's fine, I can repair that. Same over there. And then moving down, obviously chassis leg absolutely rotted out like a good one. That side, we've got a few holes, an old repair, and more holes there. The 3 cross members that were here, they're dead. I've got them over there. So they're completely dead, they're gone. I'll just get some more of them ordered. And as I'm going through it, I kind of find that the rear spring mount there is gone. The rear panel is gone. I don't know how well you can see that. I was just going to repair it, but when you look on the inside, it's just totally rotted out everywhere. In that corner. And then what we got on here, so this is on the old cross members, spare wheel carrier, that's rotted out. So yeah, so there's a lot to do. I'm going to use this bar, this is from my rollover jig. I'm just gonna weld that on and brace across the back. So yeah, we'll pull this out, repair that panel. Hopefully by that time I've got some new chassis rails and I can put them in. And we'll pull the back panel out, weld that on, and go from there. So yeah, I knew it was bad under there. I just didn't think it was that bad. I think once some new bits start going in, I'll start feeling a bit better about it. At the moment, I just want to put it in the bin and get on to the next project. But we're going to stick with it. We will get this back on the road. Okay, I'm feeling better. First bit of new metal is going in. So this bit just ties the outer and inner seals together and all this kind of strengthening stuff. So let's bosh this in and move on. Right, the bulkhead is coming out. It probably seems like I'm jumping around quite a bit, but there's method to my madness. If I don't do this bulkhead now and I put that panel in, I'm going to end up cutting through it to get this out. We've got our nice new bulkhead here, ready to go in. Started drilling out all the spot welds, and there's loads of them, both sides. And guess what? Part of the outer skin is rotted too. So I've taken all the paint off that. And yeah, this bit. And yeah, and this bit, as you can see, that's gone. So we're gonna get the bulkhead out and then put a nice big patch in there to sort that. Let's do some more horrible, dirty cutting out work. Nearly out. It's taken a lot of drilling, a lot of pulling, tugging, cutting, but we're nearly there. So same on this side, all drilled out. That is the last little piece. Obviously you've still got the return to do over there, but that shouldn't be too bad. And obviously the top piece, I've got loads of access there. Yes, come on. Hurrah, it's out. I must say, look at that. It's worrying, isn't it? Never mind, let's move on. So I've got most of that side out. It's just the top corner. What I actually did here, I've opened it up like a tin of beans. So I've had to cut that piece, bend it back to access the little lip that was in there. Anyway, we're really close to having this in. I can't wait to get some new metal in. Yeah, that'll be a big job done. We can move on backwards down the truck. I've finally got the panel test fitted and looking pretty sweet. I'm yeah, excited to get it welded in. So I'm going to crack on, get this in, and I'll show you the results in a minute. The bulkhead panel is fully welded in. So it weren't too bad to do. One big seam along there, plug welded along the top, plug welded along the return lips. So that's the inside, all looking sweet. I'll run a beader seam sealer along there when we're done. That's all hidden by the seats and that. Probably a little bit of filler along the top where it's plug welded. I did have a bit of a catastrophe in that corner. When I was grinding the original bulkhead out, it appears I've ground away all that metal in there. So I've got a little repair to do there as well. It should look like that. So now I'm gonna knock up this little repair section for that and get that welded in. I've got my little repair section all clamped up in the metal bender because it obviously comes down that window aperture and then bends down to the bulkhead. Looks like it's about 22.5 degrees, something like that. So I'm pretty sure this is to size and fit, so we'll give this a little bend up. Oh, we'll give this a little bend up. Yeah, we'll just do a little bit at a time, make sure I don't mess up. Okay, that initial bend I put in it actually fits first time, so I just need to prep that up and weld it in, I think. Couple of holes along the bottom, bit of weld free primer here and there, get it welded in. And my repair section is in. So there we go, all welded in, all dressed back. So as you can see, this is all very dented and, well, all over the place. So there is going to need to be a bit of filler work there. Also, along my seam where I've welded it, it has pulled in, creating a bit of a V, a bit of a dip there. So I haven't fully ground it back because there's no point, because that will have a skim of filler over that. So we are kind of back where we started right at the start of the video, getting this turret panel in. This all escalated from wanting to fit this. So now the bulkhead's done, this inner section's done, we can look at getting this new panel in now. So nice and simple, looks like it's just plug welded. These ones along the top, they go into the chassis leg or rail once that's in. So let's crack on and get this bit done. Right, that panel is in, and the little jacking point there as well, so just matches that side. I've still got that leaf spring mount, that turret, to get in. Probably do that in the next video maybe, along with this. So we've got 2 new chassis rails turn up. It's a question of how we do this really. Obviously, because I've got to repair all this and that. So it might be a case of get all that done first and then do the chassis rail. I've also got a bit of primer on the bulkhead. So yeah, you can see all that distortion and all the dents in it there. But generally, as a whole, that's looking all right. Inside all primed, all done. Done the little repair in the corner as well. So that's all looking good, all finished up. So that's the turret that's got to go in, which sits something like that. Obviously I've got to clean this up first. All that is part of the old panel. I need to make sure that's actually savable, which I think it is. But you don't want to see me just grinding away and cleaning up that. So I'll crack on with that and I'll show you in the next video, because I'm going to end it here. I've got other stuff I need to turn my attention to. Obviously we've got Project C-Class to carry on with. I've still got to do a bit of research on that and see which way we're going with lowering it. And also we've got a Supra to get through an MOT, because we've got big plans for that car next year. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed watching. Please give it a thumbs up, give us a little comment. Any feedback is good feedback in my eyes. And hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, but yeah, if you can hit that, it'll help me out. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.